Hello everyone, you're on the In Google Sheets channel. Today we have a lesson on conditional formatting. In this lesson we'll learn how to highlight specific data with the colors we need under the conditions we need. So, let's get started. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Let's go. So here we have a table. Let's first remove all the colors it currently has and disable the filtering from the previous lesson. For example, we have a list of names, and we want to highlight the rows containing specific names when selected. How do we do that? First, we select a single cell or the range we want to work with. Let's highlight it like this. Then, right-click, go here, and select Conditional Formatting. Done. As you can see, conditional formatting is already applied. So, what is conditional formatting? It's the highlighting of specific cells based on certain conditions. The answer is in the name itself. Here, we can see the range where our conditional formatting will be applied. Right now, it has selected A2 to A6. There it is. Next, we have conditions. There are many different ones, and we'll go through some of them now. Below that, we choose how the formatting should look, whether the text changes color or the entire cell is highlighted when the condition is met. At the moment, the condition is not empty is applied. This means that as long as there is any data in these cells, they will be highlighted according to the settings we choose. If we delete the value, there will be no highlighting. I think that makes sense. That's not really interesting. A check for emptiness can also be used, but let's make a condition where a cell will be highlighted if it contains certain text. We choose Text Contains, and let's type in our Nicholas here. Done. And as you can see, the condition works right away. Let's make it so that it will be highlighted with, say, a yellow background, and we'll set the text color like this. Click Done. And now in these cells from A2 to A6, wherever we select him, it will be highlighted according to this condition. I don't really like that it looks a bit messy here. Let's add grid lines so it's easier to see. And let's center our data like this, and here as well. Next, I want to add other names. Let's make them with different colors. We can open the same conditional formatting and click Add another row. That will be the next rule. And here, we can set Donald, and for him let's assign a color, something like this. And now wherever we select Donald, it will be highlighted with the specific color we set. Let's do the same for the others. Set them up, and let's also add one for Hugh. That's it. We assign him a color and click Done. Now if we highlight our range, we'll see all the conditional formatting rules that have been created for this range. But you might say actually we already had something like this in the previous lesson. We made a drop-down list where we could also highlight certain data with colors. Yes, that works too, but only if you have a small set of data, maybe just 2 or 3 rows, and you highlight them and that's it, you don't go beyond that. In that case, you can do it that way. Otherwise, I recommend using conditional formatting because it gives you much more flexibility. Let's bring it back the way it was and take a look at what else we can do. Now let's try something more serious and practical. For example, let's say we have sales, some recorded data, and once we reach a certain amount, the cell will be highlighted. If we don't reach that amount, it will also be highlighted with a different color. For instance, let's say that when we reach 1000 in these cells, in these totals here, we'll highlight them in green. Everything below 1000 will be highlighted in gray, and wherever we have 0, it will be highlighted in red. How do we do this? We select our column and go into conditional formatting. Next, right now we have the range C1 to C1001 selected, and it stretches for as many rows as we currently have here. Now let's set up the condition. For example, greater than. And let's enter 999. Nothing is highlighted yet because there isn't a single value above 999. So let's apply the green color, just as we planned. Done. And right away, let's test it out. Type something in somewhere. As you can see, wherever the value is greater than 999, it's highlighted in green. Now let's add our other rules. Add another rule. And everything that is less than 999 will highlight, as we said, in gray. And let's add the final rule. We'll set it so that everything equal to 0 is highlighted in red. And let's also make it bold. Now let's test it. As you can see, it's not working. Why is that? Because conditional formatting works by priority, from highest to lowest. I'll click Done and show you. You see, we have 3 conditional formatting rules. When the sheet runs, this conditional formatting will trigger first, then this one will trigger, and it will take precedence over the one below it, just like this one takes precedence over this one. So, if the condition of this formatting rule is met, the next one won't be applied, and the same goes further down. In our case, this rule was triggered first and highlighted the cell in gray, because 0 is also less than 999. That's why it didn't work as expected. To fix this, we just need to drag this conditional formatting rule up, like this. And now, wherever we have 0, it will be highlighted in red. From now on, as you start adding data, your colors will update accordingly. I hope that's clear. I'm sure you'll find ways to apply this new knowledge in your own sheets. For now, that's all. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. And if you don't want to miss new videos, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.